What's up everyone, Carter Stars here. Welcome back to another video. Today we have my AEW Revolution 2023 predictions, and I decided to bring back the camera for this one and maybe my predictions going forward. I did start to do my predictions over gameplay, but decided to bring it back, and I'll be doing a lot more of this in my book predictions, maybe for my reviews as well, because I kind of want to. I've been thinking about doing more content kind of like this, where just me talking to the camera about wrestling. It's hard, like I've a couple of concepts that I've been thinking of doing. Whether or not I do go ahead with them is something else. But yeah, I'm gonna be bringing back the camera for now anyway. So yeah, we have our AEW Revolution predictions to get into. AEW, it's kind of been not hitting as much as it used to in terms of good. Like there's been some good, there's been some meh, but overall I am excited for this show. AEW pay-per-views normally do deliver. Even the ones that aren't great are still good. You know, thinking about like some of the, you know, they normally hit like 8, 9s out, 10 out of 10s. Like the ones that aren't as good are still about like a 5, 6 out of 10. You know, so they're still solid shows. So I am excited. There should be some good wrestling. We have 8 matches to get into, which I feel like it's a bit short for an AEW card, which is a good thing. It's not a bloated card. I feel like 8 matches, yeah, you could get them done in time. One of them is an Iron Man match, an hour-long Iron Man match. So I'm hoping the show doesn't drag on too long, because, you know, I'm in Ireland. The shows, AEW shows normally end at like 5, 6 a.m. for me. So I'm hoping this isn't another one. Like it probably will be, but I'm hoping it's an enjoyable show where you don't feel the time go. And yeah, 8 matches. I hope everything does get time, but not too much time. In a way, you know, you could fit 8 matches in and an Iron Man match in like 4 or 5 hours. And like everything would still be given enough time. But yeah, let's stop rambling on. Let's get into these predictions. Alright, one match got added from when I recorded the rest of my predictions. That is the varsity athletes, Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and Josh Woods against the Lucha Bros and Mark Briscoe. I'm going to go Lucha Bros and Mark on this one. Be very surprised to see if them lose. So yeah, I think they'll get the win here in this one. First up, we have Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Christian, of course, recently returning from his injury to pick up and continue where he left off in this feud with Jungle Boy. This is a no-holds-barred match. I feel like this is where this feud will kind of blow off. It organically got extended because Christian was hurt and we couldn't get the blow off back when we, during the summer when this started. Of course, Christian was aligned with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, turned on Jungle Boy, got Luchasaurus to side with him. Of course, we haven't seen Luchasaurus in a while. Maybe he comes back at this show. I know he's had trouble with his mask and the rights for his mask, so I'd imagine that is why he hasn't been seen in a while. So maybe do we get a repackaged kind of new looking, like a new version of Luchasaurus with maybe a new mask to come back? And does he help Christian? Does he help Jungle Boy? I don't know, we might even get Luchasaurus, because I feel like this is like the conclusion where like this kind of should blow off, especially with no holds barred. And as much as I want to say Christian gets the win here, I'd love to see Christian Cage get the win. I've been loving Christian, one of the best parts in AEW since his heel turn. I think Jungle Boy will get the win here. I feel like it makes sense. Give Jungle Boy that big win over someone like Christian and help elevate Jungle Boy even more. Plus, we've seen when it comes to Christian, we've seen this more aggressive side of Jungle Boy. Of course, he was digging a grave in his match, in a promo against Christian on Wednesday. He started to dig a grave, and yeah, very intrigued to see where things go with that one. I think Jungle Boy gets the win, because yeah, he was, I kind of lost my train of thought. He was digging the grave in the promo, which interrupted Christian. course, I had to say a very good promo by Christian, saying that Jungle Boy treats this business like a video game while he treats it like an ATM. That line got a pop out of me. And yeah, I'm going to go with Christian Cage, or Jungle Boy, to get the win on Christian Cage. Then the Elite versus the House of Black Trios title match. Very excited for this one. 6 very good wrestlers should put on a classic together. This should be a good one. I'm torn. I would like to see House of Black get the win. I love the Elite though as well, and I don't see them losing the belts, especially with them. You know, they came back, did the best of 7 against Death Triangle, won the belts back. Of course, they got stripped of them after a brawl out. Do I see them losing them already? No, I don't think so. You know, I have this feeling that CM Punk and FTR will come back and they're going to do that match against the Bucks. Does that even need the trios titles? Maybe not. So maybe you could do that and get the belts off of them and give them House of Black something to do. But I love I think the Elite will get the win here. I don't see them dropping the belts. As much as I would love to see House of Black get the win, I think I'm going to have to go with the Elite on that one. Next up, Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks, and I'm not as hyped of this match. You know, I feel like this feud has dragged a bit. You know, it started off with Starks beating Jericho, and then I know Jericho just kind of like trying to get the Jericho Appreciation Society to help him out, but they are banned from this one. Like, I feel like this, you know, I feel like now is the time to end this feud. If like people are kind of, okay, yeah, let's end this now. Like, they're not, like, people aren't really into it. But you see, I don't know if this will be the end of it. Because Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside, and, you know, me, like a lot of people, think this means maybe Action Andretti turns on Starks and aligns with the JAS, but, you know, you can't. But then if you have to turn, that kind of like carries the feud on, doesn't it? Like, I know I'm just gonna go Ricky Starks. I like Ricky Starks, and I want him to get another big win over Jericho. Is that what will happen though? I don't think so, but we're gonna stick to our guns and go with it. Next up, Jamie Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho triple threat for the AEW Women's World Championship. Again, this one should be going good. I've kind of been enjoying the story of Saraya and Toni Storm as the outsiders, going after the AEW originals. Then you have Ruby Soho, who's been in AEW longer than like Saraya and all, but she is also like has that Ruby past. So they're trying to, both sides, more out. So the outside side were trying to like seems like they were trying to recruit her, and she's just kind of stuck in the middle. She ain't picking a side. Does she pick the side here? I don't know. And I love Jamie Hayter, a big Jamie Hayter fan ever since I first started watching her in Stardom a couple of years ago. And I'd love to see Ruby get the belt, but there's a part of me that thinks they're going to go Saraya. And I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about that, but the story kind of dictates Saraya. You know, the outsider coming in, you know, it just makes sense for her to get the championship, doesn't it? Because that way then you can continue on, then you can have, you know, your likes of Jamie Hayter, your Britt Bakers, your Rihos, your Hikaru Shidas, who, you know, was involved in this at the beginning. She kind of hasn't really been involved in it in a couple of weeks. You know, you could have them kind of trying to take the belt back for AEW. But then you could also have Ruby Soho win it, and you don't know, and you're like, which side is she on still? Or maybe, you know, she picks a side and they, like, that's how she wins tonight, or on Sunday, or, well, tonight when I uploaded, I confused myself here. Yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the intro, but yeah, I am recording this Friday before Rampage, but it won't be going up till Sunday. But yeah, I don't know which way to go. I can make the case for all three women to win this, and I can see why they would go with all three. Harris says Jamie retains. Head says Saraya. Kind of want Ruby to win as well. How long's I just want to check. How long has Jamie held the belt? Did she win it? Was it All Out she won the belt? I believe she beat Toni Storm for the belt as well. So it could make sense having Saraya be her third. Taking it since she beat Full Gear. She's had it 100 days. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jamie Hater. She just won the belt at Full Gear. I won't have her drop the belt just yet. You could have her retain Pin and Ruby, and then build to Double or Not, and have Saraya or someone win there. But I could also, they could also give the belt to Saraya, and then when eventually they come over, because they did announce they will be doing a UK show. They just haven't announced when. Maybe have Saraya win it and have Jamie win it back in the UK. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Jamie Hater by pinning Ruby. What match is next out? I haven't talked about. It is the TNT Championship match. Samoa Joe, of course, the King of Television, ROH Television Champion as well, defends against Wardlow. And now before the Face of the Revolution match, I was saying it's gotta be Wardlow. The story makes sense for Wardlow. Joe took the belt from Wardlow, of course, then he dropped it back to Darby for a bit and won it back. But, the story since Wardlow came back is, the story he told about his dad and how he grew his hair out for his dad and he told Joe this and Joe took that away from him. You're like, I kind of think Wardlow has to win now. But then, Face of the Revolution, Powerhouse Hobbs won, which, great decision, happy with that. Now I'm kind of like, Hobbs should win the TNT belt. So do you have it, Joe dropped Wardlow just to drop the Hobbs? Do you have Joe drop the Wardlow to start feuding with Hobbs? Maybe double count out or something in their match on Wednesday, and then kind of have them go back and forth, trying then maybe building to something bigger. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. That Powerhouse Hobbs, thing is kind of made me doubt that Wardlow's winning. Of course, Wardlow could win and beat Powerhouse Hobbs, but I think you gotta go with Hobbs. Well, you don't have to go with Hobbs, but I would like to see them go with Hobbs. I was also thinking Wardlow beats Joe. Joe crosses Wardlow against Hobbs. Wardlow shows up in Ring of Honor, costs Joe the ROH belt. Supercard of Honor. I don't know who Joe's defend the belt against there. I think it was Mark Briscoe. Did he call him out? I know Mark Briscoe called someone out for a title. It might have been Joe. You know what? I'm just gonna go Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe, a legend, one of the best ever in my opinion. Let's go with Joe to continue his reign as King of Television until he faces Powerhouse Hobbs next Wednesday. What you do with Wardlow then? I don't know, like, that puts you in a situation where Wardlow loses to Joe and loses the feud, and then you're like, where do you go with Wardlow? And I feel like, I don't know. No, I'm not wasting time. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go Wardlow. Yeah, I'm going to go Wardlow. Maybe I should have stuck to my guns with Joe, but I know the more I think about it, the more I think it is actually going to be Wardlow regaining the TNT Championship. Next up, fail four-way for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Austin and Colton the Guns defend against the Acclaimed, Anthony Bones, Max Caster, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett, and the team of Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. I've seen a lot of people really complain about this match. I'm a fan of this match. honestly, I like all 4 teams. You know, Guns, great heels. Love Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. They're awesome together. Danhausen and Cassidy, good comedy stuff. Caster and Bones were the most over tag team for their entire reign. And I'm going to go with the Gun Club here. Just based on speculation and a report I've seen. I don't know how reliable that is. But apparently FTR are still slated to take the belts from the Guns, which makes sense if you look at how FTR and the Guns feud went. You know, the Guns beat FTR and then they had like a funeral for FTR, and FTR haven't been on TV since. But that is, again, rumor. I don't know. I'm not like a dirt sheet writer. I don't have sources. I just read what I see online. And, you know, if that makes sense. And looking at the other teams here, I wouldn't have the Acclaimed regain the belts. Otherwise, you know, what was the point in dropping them in the first place? Just like have the Guns hold them for a couple of weeks. Like, I don't really think that helps anyone. Lethal and Jarrett, I'd love to see Jeff Jarrett win a belt in 2023, but I just don't think will happen. I did think about the possibility of Orange Cassidy and Danhausen winning. They replaced the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent, in the Casino Battle Royal Gauntlet thingy, the Rumble style one. They had 2 of them. One was won by Jarrett and Lethal. So maybe you could have them win and best friends turn on them and they're like, you took our opportunity or something. But again, I don't really think that is where they will go. So I'm going to stick with the Guns, Austin and Colton. And yeah, if you look at what these 4 teams have been doing since like December to the start of the year, they've all been involved in with each other. You know, the Acclaimed and the Guns, you know, that really goes back into the summer when, you know, they started doing, when Bones was injured, you know, Caster was with the Guns and they started the daddy ass thing. Of course, they picked that up again and start feuding for the belts after the Guns beat FTR. You know, Lethal and Jarrett were challenging for the belts against the Acclaimed for a bit as well, while the Guns were doing the FTR stuff. Then they went into a feud with Orange Cassidy, Danhausen, and the best friends. So, you know, all 4 of these teams have history together. It makes sense for them to be the 4 teams. I know a lot of people would have been like, oh, but what about the Lucha Bros? What about, you know, Butcher Blade and all these other great tag teams? And yes, but this match will still be a good match in my opinion, but this is more focused on the story rather than, you know, seeing great teams and stuff. But yeah, I don't think this is harmful for the AEW tag team division like a lot of people are saying, and like a lot of people saying, oh, it's a joke and all this. But no, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this match, and I do think the Guns will retain. John Moxley versus Adam Page, Texas Death Match. Oh, I'm excited for this one. This is probably my most anticipated match. The match I'm excited for the most. Maybe this or the main event, but I'll talk more about the main event and why maybe I slightly edged this one over that one in the main. But yeah, Moxley and Page, great series of matches leading up to this. I believe they had like, was it 3 matches? And yeah, who wins this one? That is the question. Texas Death Match, Hangman Page, John Moxley. Who am I going to go with? I don't know. And I'm excited. I don't know because, well, I know who I'm going to go with, but is that what will happen? I don't know. I can see both men winning, and I'm making the case for both men. I'm going to go Hangman Page. Maybe Matt Ben get John Moxley. John Moxley has been the guy in AEW since the beginning. Consistently good matches. The promo he cut on Dynamite, amazing. You know, when he's after Hangman attacked him with the barbed wire last week, he's bleeding on the steps. Just great visual. The blood pouring from the passion, the aggression he put. Annoyed that he got pulled from the OTT show. I have tickets. I will still be going. But we were meant to see him. Then COVID hit. Like literally week of the show, everything got shut down. He's finally coming over, and then AEW pull him for a house show in his hometown. I'm like, I'm never going to get to meet John Moxley. I've had meet and greet tickets both times, but you know, from circumstances have prevented it. Hopefully, third time's lucky, and we can get John Moxley over here in Ireland, and I can finally get to meet him. But yeah, I think Hangman will get the win here, and I think, does he? No. Look, mate, I think Hangman wins and then kind of starts. Maybe he's next for MJF at Double or Nothing. But I'm like, actually, I'm not sure. Because he did say recently, he wants to like realign with his friends and like make up with people that he's fallen out with. Now I'm thinking, actually, does he lose here? And we kind of get that arc of Hangman, kind of like the arc that led to him becoming world champion, where he kind of distanced himself from the Elite. Then he lost the tag belts with Kenny. He kind of was on like a streak of losing big matches. Maybe we start going there with Hangman again, because he has since losing the belt. They've kind of like, until this Moxley feud, there hasn't been a lot that I can think about that Hangman has done. Like, either way, what I'm predicting is Hangman to go on and do something big post this match. And I thought he was going to do that with a win over Mox. But again, now I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go with John Moxley. But I still think this will lead to something bigger for Hangman. But I think they'll go about it with him getting the loss rather than the win. So we're going to go John Moxley to get win the Texas Death Match. And, I'd expect maybe Blackpool Combat Club and Dark Order to start brawling with each other like they have been doing on recent weeks of like Dynamite and stuff like that. Main event, 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. The reigning champion MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Brian Danielson. I almost called him Daniel Bryan, but Danielson versus MJF Iron Man match. And no, I am excited for this match. But with it being an Iron Man match, I'm like, it's going to be late, I'm going to be tired. Will they be able to keep me into it for the full hour? If anyone can, it is Brian Danielson. And it will be a good match, but maybe it's one that I'll think is better when I rewatch it like fully awake the next day. But I will stay up and watch it because I'm excited for it. If that's where I think slightly, I'll give it to Mox and Hangman. That's the match I'm looking forward to the most. But this should be incredible. I think this will be incredible. And I kind of like how they've gone about it. Max being the heel, trying to play these mind games, get into Danielson's head, and Danielson's like, I'll just out-wrestle you, I know I can out-wrestle you. And then the final image of Dynamite, the promo Danielson cut was perfect. Max had no reply. For the first time in his AEW career I can think of, MJF had no reply. And he looked like he had that look on his face like, oh shit, I messed up. I have now to spend an hour in the ring with the fucking best ever in Brian Danielson. And I know a lot of people, like, I've seen a couple of people, not a lot, but a few people saying, Max should have been angry at him. They didn't like how he was just like, looked like he had the look that he had. But I like it because for the first time that I can think of, it looks like Max is being confident. He's like, he's always been the best, but now he has that doubt in him. And I feel like we haven't seen that with MJF before, and that's what makes this even more exciting. Now that you've seen that bit of doubt in MJF, you're like, can he back it up? Normally he's so confident that he will, but this time he knows he may have gone a step too far. But I think he will overcome the odds at the end of it. As much as I'd love to see Brian Danielson become AEW World Champion, I don't think they're going to take the belt off Max so soon. I think they're going to have Max hold that belt for a while. Maybe the full year even. Like, I don't think Max is going to drop the belt anytime soon. But I'm interested to see how they go about it, because Danielson will out-wrestle MJF. But you also know MJF is going to cheat. He's probably going to hit with the diamond ring, take a loss, but then cover him straight away. Maybe, and he's going to be like these sort of, like he's going to, like I'm interested to see how he overcomes this challenge where he has 1 hour with Danielson, and I'm interested to see how it goes, and I do think he will retain. And let me know what you think. Does MJF retain? And let me know what you think of all the other matches in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.